Here is the record for Golota: 27 wins, 24 KOs. Some boxing experts believe he has the heaviest punch of any of the fighters who are looking for title shots in the division right now. Lennox Lewis is at ringside tonight after having scored a big victory in a New Jersey court today. A New Jersey court ruling that the WBC must see to it that the winner of the Mike Tyson-Frank Bruno fight tomorrow night negotiates a title shot for Lennox Lewis next. We'll see if that happens. Meanwhile, let's go to Michael Buffer for the pre-fight intros.
Ladies and gentlemen, main events and main events monitor in association with your undisputed, undefeated king of beers, Budweiser. This Bud's for you. Present the featured bout of the evening. This bout is sanctioned by the New Jersey State Athletic Control Board. Boxing Commissioner Larry Hazard. Officials at ringside shall remain the same, except for the 3 judges scoring the contest on a 10-point must system. They are Al DeVito, Melvina Lathan, and Steve Weisfeld. And when the bell rings, the man in charge of the action, your referee, Eddie Cotton. And now, ladies and gentlemen, from Atlantic City's Convention Hall, by way of Bally's Park Place, Atlantic City, let's get ready to rumble! 10 rounds of boxing in the heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing gold trimmed with the Kronk colors of gold, red, and blue. He weighed in at 216 pounds. He comes to us from the windy city of Chicago, Illinois, with a record of 24 victories, only 1 defeat. 18 of those victories by KO. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Danell Doc Nicholson. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing white, trimmed with red, and weighing 238 pounds. A native of Warsaw, Poland, but now fighting out of also the windy city of Chicago, Illinois. His record, a perfect 27-0, 24 by KO. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the top-ranked heavyweights in the world, the undefeated Andrew Golota.
Boxers, you received your instructions in the dressing room. Protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands. Let's touch gloves. Coming out the bell.
Okay, let's go. You know, the unknown factor here, guys, is Emmanuel Stewart, who has had a phenomenal run of success with heavyweights in the last couple of years. Let's see what he has done for Nicholson against this big, powerful Polish kid.
Good point, Larry. The fighters are hoping to become superstars. The trainers, Stewart and Duva, already off. Nicholson bouncing on his feet to begin round 1. Golota doesn't bother to bounce that big body.
Now, Nicholson, a young fighter like that, you've got to be careful. When a guy throws his initial jab, where did that jab land? Where were his feet? Things like that you got to pay attention to, and that's what you try to develop a young fighter to get involved with other things than just your power.
Nicholson delivered the first right cross of the evening. Now there's the second, and it misses wildly. Golota, a very stable fighter, starts with a strong base and proceeds methodically. Nicholson putting the jab right in the middle of Golota's face.
And at this stage of development, every punch you land, you've got to examine, how did I do that? And imitate it, keep doing it, so that you can get that punch in. Because as you move up the ladder, you're not going to be able to just do whatever comes to your mind.
Nicholson, the busier of the two fighters in round one, and so far able to establish his jab. Golota with a left-hand counter as Nicholson tried to load up the right.
Now, every time Golota throws this right hand, Nicholson has a tendency to bend down. Golota's corner's got to start telling him that's his only chance for a left hook. So you got to fake him out sometime. Learn to fake those right hands. Make the guy move in that position and get you a left hook. You notice he bends down. So
it'll be fascinating to listen to see if Lou Duva makes that observation between rounds for Andrew Golota. Nicholson so far able for the most part to beat Andrew Golota to the punch in round one. Now Golota starting to establish his jab, George.
And which is a lot meaningful, because when you're in the ring with big guys like that, every time they touch you, take something out of your body.
A little bit closer and get off a little bit quicker. All right? Give him just a little bit too much room. So once you get up a little bit closer, start doubling up your jab and just let your hands go. Don't worry about what you hit. When he ducks down, I want you to uppercut off the jab. Uppercut off the jab, back with the right hand. Understand?
Don't give this guy too much room.
Yeah.
You're in there with the jab. Get your right hand up and come back with the hook, right?
Walk right up.
Give him a vessel in the nose. Give vessel.
You kind of settle down a little bit, okay? The left hook.
You like that. Be first.
You can leave with
Move it. Keep coming forward. All right? Go right uppercut. Come on. Don't be lazy now.
Don't stand too straight. Throw that uppercut and short left hook.
Round two begins. Danell Nicholson of Chicago in the gold trunks. Andrew Golota, originally from Warsaw, Poland, now of Chicago in the white.
Stewart told us that he would try to have Nicholson fight Golota the way he had Holyfield fight Bo. Stay outside, come inside and flurry and get out.
You know, it's strange. When I fought Jerry Cooney, I had to go out to the college and hire some of the football players at the University of Houston to hold the hand pads for me, because you practice with the shorter trainers holding the hand pads, and you just can't throw effective punches up high like that. So you wonder if old Doc has had someone holding the hand pads for him in a lower position. That's why he's not able to throw up high effectively.
Well, nobody ever accused Lou Duva of being 6'4", if that's what you're saying, George.
A little more than a minute into round two.
No,
Emmanuel Stewart.
Emmanuel Stewart may have been holding the hand pads, and that's why you see Nicholson missing up high with punches.
Golota begins to attack the body. Got in close and went to the rib cage. Nicholson tied him up with his arms. Golota comes upstairs with a left hook. And the right cross. And Nicholson's knees buckle for the moment, but he stays up. Nicholson backing up as Golota begins to open up. Nicholson has only been floored once in his professional career. That was by Jeremy Williams, the one man who defeated him. Crowd likes the left hook by Golota. Danell Nicholson very much on the defensive here in round two, and I think, George, it's because of Golota's heavy hands.
And not only that, every punch he throws to the head seems to go afoul. It's not landing.
Excitement of the crowd so far leads you to believe that Atlantic City has a Polish community very much like Chicago's. Nicholson misses a wild roundhouse right. And Golota remains calm.
Now, earlier, George, we have been commenting about the so-called slowness of Golota. His hands may not be lightning, but he certainly doesn't present the picture of being slow in there, does he?
Not at all. He seemed to be a bit more accurate than you would think he would be.
And as round 2 comes to a close, we are joined at ringside by former WBC World Heavyweight Champion Lennox Lewis. Lennox, before we talk to you about these 2 fighters, and I know you know something about both of them, congratulations on a big court victory today. A court here in New Jersey ruling that the WBC must mandate a title shot for you against the winner of Tyson Bruno. Now, it's one thing to win these things in court.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just used to fighting in the ring, but going into a courtroom, it was hot. You didn't really understand what the lawyers were saying. You didn't realize what the judge was saying. You didn't know if he was going to go one way or the other, but everything turned out for the best.
But the WBC is entitled to an appeal here, and I'm sure they'll probably exercise it. Do you have any real confidence that because of today's ruling, you're going to get a title shot against the Tyson Bruno winner?
Well, I hope so. I hope the WBC doesn't run from me any longer. Riddick Bowe ran from me, so I hope they come through with their decision.
Tell us about Danell Nicholson. I know that you've worked with him as he's now being trained by Manuel Stewart, who trains you.
Yeah, Danell has some good sharp moves, good fast hands, and he's a good boxer. He just needs to settle down and throw his combinations, and you'll see a different Danell Nicholson than you're seeing now.
What about Golota?
Golota, I've also worked with him, and he's got that upright European style, and all Russians and Polish people box that same way.
Golota have heavy hands?
Yeah, he does have heavy hands. Definitely does.
Were you surprised at the destruction of Shannon Briggs by Darrell Wilson?
I was really surprised. In the heavyweight boxing, this is what can happen when 2 guys weigh over 200 pounds.
It was widely written after Tommy Morrison tested positive for HIV that in the wake of your bloody battle against him in May, you'd be getting a test too. Has that taken place?
That test has taken place.
And are you HIV negative?
I'm negative.
Congratulations.
Thank you. You should see me box on May 10th.
On May 10, Lennox Lewis will appear here on HBO against Ray Mercer in what is a triple-header card involving a lot of established heavyweights. You working toward the Mercer fight right now?
Oh, yeah. I've been working for a couple of weeks already, so I'm really prepared. I realize that Mercer's going to be a threat.
Lennox, thanks very much for being with us.
Yes, enough respect.
Turn our attention back to round 3 of Andrew Golota against Danell Nicholson. What about this round so far, George?
Well, Golota is starting now to bend forward a bit more, so Nicholson is able to reach him with his jab, and he's not having to swing his right hand so wildly. So it's turning out better for him. He's weathered the powerful storm now. If he just stays in there and learn how to let the fight come to you and not reaching out for it, Nicholson will be successful. But that Golota, if he hits you in the belly and then goes to your head, something bad's going to happen to you.
Golota with a thudding body shot off the left side. Nicholson down on flat feet now, no longer bouncing as he did during the first couple of rounds. Now he's back up on his toes a little bit, but more and more he comes down to Golota's level.
That's going to happen. That's what you got to learn to do. If the fight, you can't reach out and get the fight. Let the fight come to you. Guy bow down trying to hit you with harder shots, then jab it.
Lennox Lewis, one of 2 former heavyweight title holders at ringside tonight. Michael Moorer is seated in the same row with Lennox. In fact, a few minutes ago, kind of a nice picture. Lennox Lewis fondling Moorer's 3-year-old son.
That's something. Great fighters, friendly like that. I love to see that.
I mean that he was holding him in his lap and generally petting the kid on the head. Sorry.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Listen to me. Go and fight him on the inside now, okay? Take your fight to the inside, okay? You got the inside, Luther.
Emmanuel, I just told him, don't hit him in the back of the head like that again, all right?
This guy's getting tired. You're taking him out of the deep water. Fight him on the inside, Doc. Listen to me.
This guy's going to try to catch you coming out.
Don't wait so long.
And don't wait on him. Walk up a little bit closer and get right off. You can back him up with the jab, okay?
Get close. So uppercuts and short left hooks at this guy, right? But keep him out there with that jab. Don't get lazy. You got to rough him up.
Every once in a while, roll up under him and hook. But just keep him backing up and keep sticking him.
Show him who's boss.
Don't get lazy.
Show him who's boss. Don't be lazy in there. Come on.
The sign of
Let's go to the inside.
an outstanding trainer right here early in the fight. Manuel Stewart has conceded that his fighter cannot stay on the outside and jab with Golota because Golota's jab is doing more damage than he expected. So he's told his fighter to get inside. Harold, how do you have the first 3 rounds?
I've got a 2-1, 29-28. Andrew Golota, he's got the heavier hands. He's landing the harder punches. In the second round, he almost dropped Danell Nicholson. Golota's ahead because he's landing the harder, cleaner shots.
We have the same score, Harold. Nicholson looking for a way to get inside, but he can't find it so far.
And that's really good when your trainer tells you to go out and do something, you try and do it. Nicholson is doing exactly what his trainer, go inside. He told him to go inside. That's what you want young fighters to do. Learn how to follow direction.
Golota with a hard right hand coming up from underneath in that last exchange. The challenge for Nicholson to get inside or stay far enough away to stay out of Golota's power punching range. He's been spending way too much time in the zone where Golota can be most effective. Left hand lands inside for Golota. Nicholson, for the moment, seems confused as to how or if he wants to attack Golota.
Well, Nicholson, when you're young, you do something, you get successful 1 round, and you think it's going to fall into your hand, and it didn't happen. This guy, Golota, is a career boxer. He's not going to just let you go out there and whip him just because you beat him 1 round previously. And in his mind, Nicholson's mind, he thought he was taking control again.
Step back.
Golota backing Nicholson up with hard body shots there. Nicholson, who wore a confident smile in the first round, no longer looks that sure of himself. Good left hand to the body by Nicholson, but here comes Golota.
Stop punch. Step back. Come on.
Now, with Nicholson, he's got to make up his mind. You want to stay low and throw high, or stand up tall and get caught. If you're going to stay low at all times.
He's throwing punches backing up, George.
But I meant when you're trying to establish a certain style here, he's having to get down a lot. So you may as well stay there if you. But then you never know what his corner is telling you.
Round comes to a close as again Golota backs Nicholson into the ropes. Now, we've already shown you highlights of Courage Shabalala's victory earlier. We also wanted to tell you about Michael Grant, who fought on the undercard against an opponent out of Washington, D.C. named Corey Sanders. This was Grant in round number 1, putting punches together. Larry?
Grant is an undefeated fighter. He's a bit raw. Won about 15 fights. He's 6'6", has some talent. He's a couple of years away, but he can fight.
And the uppercut you saw there was the effective end of things, really, in round number 2. Referee Tony Orlando stepping in to say to Corey Sanders, you're not throwing back, and therefore you're out of here. So like Shabalala, who got a first-round knockout, Grant gets a second-round knockout as he continues his potential progress toward contendership in the heavyweight division. Round 4 punch stat numbers, a wipeout. Golota landing 39 of 71. Nicholson 8 of 30.
I think Golota is looking terrifically impressive so far. Well schooled. He's been fighting since he's 15. That's 13 years. He's shown some defensive tactics, shown a good jab. He's gone to the body. He's being patient but persistent, keeps coming forward. He's ready for big timers, I think, George.
Well, Nicholson said he wanted to be like Muhammad Ali. Muhammad always found ways to win boxing matches. Sometimes when you're being out, you're not the strong man tonight. You're not the best jabber. You still got to find ways to win boxing matches if you want to truly be a good boxer. Nicholson can still pull this out. He's been taught how to throw properly executed right hand by one of the best teachers in the world in Emmanuel Stewart.
Nicholson landed a hard left-hand counter in there, but by and large, it's Golota who is beginning and finishing most of the exchanges and beating Danell Nicholson to the punch, despite the fact that Nicholson is the quicker man. Golota's just more decisive about what he wants to do.
Well, Golota, he goes back to the corner, and his trainer, I think one of the best ones in the world, keeps pumping him up again, sends him out there. Don't be lazy. Get out there and do something. He seems to, for the first 2 rounds, first 2 minutes, does exactly what his corner tells him to do.
So above and beyond tactics, what you like about Lou Duva as a trainer is his ability to keep motivating the fight.
He can motivate you.
Yep. Referee Ed Cotton stopping this for the moment as Danell Nicholson says that a headbutt has brought him down.
Well, it did seem like a deliberate headbutt, no doubt about it. But this doesn't seem real, what we're seeing here. Harold?
Larry, it all depends whether he calls it deliberate or accidental. If it's deliberate and Danell Nicholson can't continue, he can disqualify Andrew Golota.
Let's take a look at the butt, guys.
I don't know why Golota would have to do this.
Oh, yeah, that's bad.
We said he was mean.
Believe me, a hard head hurts a lot more than a hard punch.
But that mean can cost him.
Golota waiting in a neutral corner.
Harold?
Referee Ed Cotton has had a discussion with New Jersey State Athletic Commissioner Larry Hazard at ringside.
Jim, there's no doubt in my mind that at the very least he should pull 1 point from Andrew Golota, possibly 2 points because it's a deliberate headbutt. He took 1 point.
They're taking 1.
We got a point. We got 1 point. 1 point. Okay? We got 1 point. 1 point taken away. Okay? Let's go to the corner.
So Golota, quite justifiably, loses a point for the intentional headbutt. And how many minutes does Nicholson have here? Harold Letterman?
Well, and really, he can take as much time as he wants because this was deliberate, but I don't think they'd give him any more than 5 minutes. If he can't continue after 5 minutes, I mean, that's it. Up to 5 minutes, Joe.
I tell you, I just wouldn't fight anymore. I just say, if that's what you're going to let guys do to me, butt me in the head intentionally right in front of the referee, I'm not going to fight.
The point is why? He's winning the fight. I mean, for Golota, he's winning the fight. He's having his way since the first round. Why did he have to do it?
You just cannot recover from headbutts like that.
Plain orneriness.
You can't recover how from headbutts like that? Physically?
Yeah, because generally when you're tapped on the head like that, you got double and triple vision. And then the only way out of it is to start trying to get dirty yourself. And then it's no longer a boxing match.
Well, for the moment, Nicholson's fighting like his vision's better than it used to be.
Well, he's fighting like he's got to fight. I mean, it's going to get kind of dirty if you ask me.
All right, stop punching, stop punching, stop punching, stop punching, step back, step back, step back. Go, go.
It's scheduled for 10 rounds.
You're not fighting. That's why you learn. You say like, wait, go for him. Just jump into the man and give it up. It's not even a good fight. You just out here ducking and weaving. Go to him. When the referee will go and fight. If you get knocked out, get knocked out. But you had to fight like a bitch. Go ahead, get out and fight him. You gotta kill him now. Ducking and weaving and bobbing and weaving.
You can't fight him, baby.
Okay, I tell you.
You can't fight him, baby.
Press him down here. You dog this man. You can knock him
baby.
to the point where you respected him. That man is so ordinary. It's a joke. You want to look at the chair and kill yourself. Push him, dog him. You just did with Jesse Ferguson. You're getting to be like a little bitch. Fight him and check.
I have never seen Emanuel Stewart so animated and so angry. He wants his fighter to go to war.
Come on. This guy can't.
Well, he's got no choice. This fight has been made to fight unfairly. So what do? You pump him up and go out of the ordinary.
And Nicholson responds with a lightning left hook to begin the round. So we're into the second half of the bout as Golota tries to maintain the momentum he created through the first 5 rounds. Key event so far, the accidental headbutt, or the intentional headbutt, I should say, in round 5.
Let's go. Stop punching. All right, let him go. 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 Let's go. Step back. Nice
We know
job.
this about Golota now. He'll punch you, he'll bite you, he'll butt you.
All right, let him go. Let him go. Let's go. Let's go.
Well, in the old days, they had managers, I mean true managers. They would have jumped in there and they would have stopped that fight. They wouldn't have let it go on.
All right, stop punching. Stop punching.
I mean,
stop
But Nicholson is okay, George. He's fighting.
Yeah, Stewart's a throwback to the old days. I didn't see any sign that Emanuel wanted him to stop.
Come on, let him go. Let him go. Let him go. Let's go.
Low blow by Golota. Cotton didn't see it, the referee, so Golota got away with that. Nicholson pounding away inside. He wants to go to war, leaning against the much bigger man.
Okay, stop punching. Stop punching. Stop punching. Stop punching. Stop punching. Stop punching. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Don't hit him on top of his head no more either.
Hard right hand by Nicholson. Doesn't seem to have bothered Golota.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Stop punching. Come on. Step back. Step back. Step back. Okay, stop punching. Stop punching. Good job. Stop punching.
Nicholson starting to throw more and more from odd angles, and Golota's so conventional, maybe that'll throw him off.
Now this guy is going to the hitting below the belt on the hip.
He's thrown a bunch of low blows in this round alone.
True, we've outlawed boxing like that years ago.
All right, stop punching. Stop punching. Let's go. Stop punching. Step back. Step back.
Chopping right hand by Golota.
Let's go.
Nicholson holds on. Round 6 coming to a close. It's almost a war. Not quite there yet.
Nicholson has been energized by that foul.
Give me water. Now listen, it's the 7th round coming up. You've got to throw punches on the inside. And when you turn to come out, look for that sharp jab. Do not drop your hands down. This guy wants to quit. You got to give him a reason to quit. You have to step in and hit him. Don't jab from the front foot, jab from the back foot, and let your hands go. Now show him what the hell you're all about this time.
Let's see, the right landed high on the shoulder and the second one on the head. Hardly budged the bigger man. But you know, another reputation that Golota has is for running out of steam a little bit. Let's see if he awakened a sleeping dog here.
Golota was thoroughly in control of the fight when he intentionally headbutted Danell Nicholson. And since then, the momentum seems to have shifted somewhat toward Danell.
Quickly, Harold, your score.
Larry, 3-1 even, 57-56, Andrew Golota. You got to call that 5th round 9-9 because Golota won it 10-9. He loses a point from referee Eddie Cotton, so it becomes 9-9. That was the even round. I thought Danell Nicholson won the 6th round.
We have the same scorecard, Harold.
Second big upset of the evening. The other being Darrell Wilson's knockout of Shannon Briggs. Golota brings the crowd to life again momentarily. See any sign that Golota's running out of steam, George?
No, but I really like what Emmanuel Stewart has done. You don't do anything else, you just make your fighter go anyway. That's a good lesson for young fighters out there. Pay attention to your corner. Have confidence.
Golota starting to land again now, though, and the tide turns back in his direction midway through round number 7.
Go.
Wild right hand landed for Nicholson.
Okay, stop punching, stop punching, stop punching. Let's pick your head up. Come on, come on, let's go. Back up, back up. I got you. Okay, let him go, let him go, let him go. Stop punching.
Nicholson is fighting bravely, but he's starting to absorb some big punches. I don't know how much longer he can do that.
And just as George suggested, the headbutt has left a lasting effect. Nicholson's got a growing knot on the left temple next to his eye, and that's exactly the spot where Golota butted it.
Yeah, you want to get guys in trouble like that, but you don't want to be getting them in trouble with an intentional hit, but right in front of the referee.
Let's go.
Now he's taking advantage of what he's created with his head, Golota. Nicholson showing heart.
All right, stop punching, stop punching, stop punching. Step out, step out. Come on, step back. All right, stop punching, step back, stop punching. Good job, come on, step back. Come on, let's go, come on. Step back, step back, step back. Come on, stop punching, stop punching, stop punching. Go.
Right now, Nicholson is the man who appears to be tiring as this round comes toward a close. Danell reduced to throwing one punch at a time and then holding on against Andrew Golota.
Okay, stop punching, stop punching, stop punching. Come on, stop punching, man.
The left hook is the key. Don't go there and bob and weave. Just get off the left hook as soon as you get in range. Give it the in swell. The in swell. Just the left hook, Doc, is the key. Don't go there and go to a bob and weave. Get off and squat and shoot the left hook.
Guys, stay straight and mix them with them and move around. Move around.
Hit the rope, turn away. You got that?
Push him off you. When you push, punch. God damn it, take over this round.
Come on.
Let's go.
Vaseline on him. I got it. Good. Let's go, Lou. Come on, let's go. Come on.
No, let's get him out.
Don't stand. Get a towel. Get a towel. Get a towel. Go.
They go to round 8.
Stop punching, stop punching.
In round 7, Danell Nicholson stopped boxing and swung wildly for much of the round. He threw only 4 jabs in the whole round. First minute or so, he was still in the fight. The latter part of the round, he tired dramatically. See if Nicholson can regain his energy in the 8th. Finally, Nicholson doubles up on the jab. And a hard left hand by Golota stuns Nicholson.
Stop punching, stop punching, stop punching. Step back, good job, good job. Come on, let him go, let him go, let him go. Stop punching, step back. Good job. Come on, let's go. Come on.
Two more left hands landing flush.
Stop punching. Good.
Either Golota's power is a little bit overrated, or Nicholson can take a hell of a punch.
Nicholson's chin is pretty stout, but he's taking a lot of punishment now, George.
Stop punching. Pick his head up. Good job. Stop punching. Good job. Stop punching.
Nicholson holding on to stop the punishment. Golota hoping to finish before this round is over.
Well, you got a young fighter like that. Emmanuel Stewart has got to be thinking, hey,
let's go.
The best have already happened to you. You've shown that you're brave. Why let your fighter go out there with the side of his face injured like that? Throw the towel in. You don't need to see him hit the canvas also. If I'm a good manager and a good trainer, I'd throw the towel in right now.
This round has not been competitive. You've seen enough, right, George?
Well, you got a young fighter. He's proven that he's brave. He's tried to do everything you told him to do. He's been intentionally butted. Throw the towel in. Come back the next day. We all understand.
Hard right hand in there by Golota, and still Nicholson stands up.
He's proven he's brave. Archie Moore used to say all the time, sometimes he's...
Let's go.
What did Archie used to say?
Yeah, with the young fighters, you want to do permanent damage. Some of these guys cannot hit hard enough to knock you down. They can just keep thumping on a young fighter and destroy his career.
Okay, come on. Let's go.
Nicholson looked out on his feet at the end of that round.
Quickly, we'll be back next Saturday night, March 23, with HBO Boxing After Dark, when Arturo Gatti defends his junior lightweight title against Wilson Thomas Rodriguez, and two former champions, Orlando Canizalos and Junior Jones, clash in a junior featherweight battle. Some of the best in the business working the night shift, so join us at 11:15 p.m. Eastern and Pacific for Boxing After Dark, and this is over. As you look at Junior Jones at ringside, this one has been stopped between rounds.
Emmanuel Stewart made the right decision.
Indeed,
I congratulate him for that.
After Andrew Golota landed 58 punches in round 8, most of them power shots, Emmanuel Stewart made a judicious and wise decision on behalf of his young fighter.
And you've got to have trust when you're a fighter like that in your corner. Angelo Dundee, the bravest man in the world, told when Muhammad Ali was getting the best from Larry Holmes, listen, I am the chief corner man. I don't care what they say. The fight is over. Now, Emmanuel Stewart has established himself as a brave corner man.
Eddie Futch did the same thing for Joe Frazier in the Frilla in Manila, in one of the most famous and humane stoppages in the sport. So now Stewart does it for Danell, who, just as you said, George, proved his courage beyond dispute.
Now, he's got nothing else to prove but get back in the gym, heal effectively, and you can still be champ.
Leaving aside the headbutt, what did Golota show you?
Golota showed me that old rule. It's not how you play the game, it's winning that count. And that's what we're going to have to deal with in this business. Sometimes you see guys like that, and they're just going to try and win. But,
well, as Larry said, he'll fight you, he'll bite you, he'll butt you, and so far, he'll beat you.
Reminds me a little bit of an over-aggressive defensive lineman that a coach loves. Even when he gets a few 15-yard penalties, you want to see that kind of willpower to succeed, to dominate, to get to the other guy. And I don't think Duva, in hindsight, is very aggravated by what his fighter did tonight. I think he likes it.
Let's go up to Michael Buffer for the official particulars.
Ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the 8th round, Danell Nicholson, his corner says he's unable to continue. Referee Eddie Cotton calls a halt to the bout. The official time is, at the end of 8 rounds, the winner still undefeated from Warsaw, Poland, by way of Chicago, Andrew Golota.
Wilson.
In a round of